Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for a custom Lego build project that we're about to start. It's a little bit of everything. So this year especially has been a big year for people that are fans of the Empyrean series, which is a book series with 3 novels currently, and Onyx Storm came out in January and it sold like wildfire. It's insane. It is basically about a war college with dragons versus griffins and a lot of other stuff, and it's an amazing series. It's one of my all-time favorites, and it became like book talk or TikTok book famous. It's amazing. It's by Rebecca Yarros. If you guys have never read it, this is not a book channel aside from comic books usually, but since it is one of my favorite series, I post about it when it came out. I posted about it before. When I built my Dragon Shelf, a lot of the custom book series, or like the custom like dust jackets and the hardcovers and stuff like that, I've obviously displayed those before. Now we have our custom Etsy t-shirt, going on for this. I wanted to build custom dragons and book characters, not just for this series, but for others. It's tough, especially with dragons. Like, I can custom build a building, relatively simple. You get the colors, you get the pieces, and you're good. For a dragon, it's really tough because like black dragons don't exist in the Lego world, and the main character is a black dragon. Well, the main dragon is a black dragon named Terran, and then like the other main one is a golden dragon, which exists in Lego, but they're not like perfect in my opinion for this. And then the other one is blue, so not the colors that are easily gotten in Lego. Now, there is a water dragon and there's a lightning dragon, so you could definitely make some of them work. I mean, we have the yellow dragon right over here, or the bluish yellow dragon right over here, so none of them would be perfect. I think I want to get the Mega Constructs Drogon from Game of Thrones, and originally I was going to have it be Terran. However, I said, you know what, why don't I just make a bookshelf? So put some novels in the background, make custom characters from my favorite books, and then we move on from there. And I think that is going to be kind of my best way forward. So as much as I would love to build the custom dragons, more realistically, and especially budget-wise, because God knows I can't pick a cheap hobby between Legos and photography. I just bought my first ever telescope and astrophotography setup, so listen, small Lego projects once in a while are good for me. And by no means am I saying that custom like minifigures are going to be cheap or anything, but I'm going to do my best. So I have enough for the first 3 characters, which are going to be Violet, Xaden, and Liam. If you've never read the books, those don't mean anything to you. If you've read the books, hello. How'd you feel about Onyx Storm? Please, no spoilers in the comment section below. I did finish it in a couple days, but woo, we only have 2 more years for book 4, everybody. But if you're a big fan of Dragon series, I will forewarn, it is extremely graphic, both in violence and other adult topics. So if you're watching this as a Lego fan, depending on your age, very much ask permission. It is not a kid's book. It is a very graphic series for many, many, many things. So it is fantastic. If you guys liked Aragon or a lot of the Sarah J. Maas series, you will love these series. They're fantastic. Again, 3 books. So I have a hodgepodge of pieces, heads, torsos. I chose one specific torso for the 3 of them. And for this episode, I'm probably going to just do Xaden. And the best way I'm going to try and do this series is, oh good, I'm getting a notification that my NBA team's trading away people. I'm a Raptors fan because God knows I don't like winning teams sometimes. So I can't even imagine. Who would you really have the trade? Scotty Barnes? But anyways, before I rant too much, I'm going to start with Xaden, who's pretty much everyone's favorite character. And the way I kind of want to do this series is, like, I would love to do Narnia. I would love to have even a couple Lord of the Rings figures up there. Obviously, you don't have to customize those, but Hunger Games, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is my favorite book. So I would love to just have an area of my room, even if it's just directly behind me, depending on if it's a small area or not, of some custom minifigures. Now, you can go onto Etsy, you can go onto eBay, and you can find like 3D printed figures. That's fine. Like, honestly, if I could have found these on Etsy, I probably would have asked the seller, like, can I make a video on this? But there's no such thing. There's somebody that posted on Reddit a while ago of custom figures, but I don't know the pieces and stuff like that. So I chose one torso for the 3 of them. It's not perfect with the books, but basically black leathers, and patches are kind of like their biggest thing, with some weaponry on the back and on the sides. So I tried to add a little bit of something specific to each character, and again, it's not going to be perfect, so try not to grill me too hard on this, but I wanted to do something for my favorite book series, and then, you know, we can always add to it. Like, Xaden's powers, and I'll discuss the character in a little bit before we show this off, but it's shadows, so like I needed shadows to be able to come out of his hands, and obviously you want little Easter eggs here and there, so I think this could be a pretty cool series. I'm not going to say that this is going to be like easily recurring, just because it took so many hours to find this torso. It took so many hours to find what little trinkets I want to do with some of these characters. The perfect face, Violet's character has 2 different hair colors, so I'm going to actually do like gray paint down the side for that. And that the only reason I didn't do her first as the main character is I don't have gray paint and I want to start the series. So yeah, basically a lot of ranting, but this is kind of the start of like custom book stuff. And I know I start so many custom projects and don't always go back to them. I don't know how this video is going to do, but you know, I'm going to keep doing this one. I still have the medieval project in mind. It's just sourcing a lot of the stuff has not gone the way I wanted it to for this year, and Legos are getting more expensive, so you know it gets harder and harder to kind of do this. And you know, for the start of this year I've been focusing heavily on Marvel and DC, and I did kind of want to break that up. The Tudor corner lighting building is also coming. I have the light kit ordered, shipped this morning, so we should be good. We're in ice storm right now in Pennsylvania, so it's lovely. Couldn't make it to work today, so we're working later. So we're doing some intros now. But yeah, basically we're gonna start the series of just making some custom minifigures the best I can, representative to my favorite books, series, and characters. I'm reading Crescent City Book 3 right now, so maybe we'll get Bryce and Hunt in there. But if you're a fan of books, you know, leave your recommendations, or you know what you think would look better for these characters. I'm always willing to change them in a future video, but I definitely wanted to get like the ground started, because the way I looked at it, I'm like, oh, how hard is it to find a black leather torso? Hard. There's so many. There's just so much Lego out there. Trying to find like the perfect skin color and everything. Oh, it's a pain. I would love to get to a point where I can do like little scars and stuff, but hey, we'll do what we do. So I'll explain Xaden a little bit here. I'll put the figure together, and then we can see what we got, guys. All right, minifigure number 1 is done. So now for the background, if you're a fan of this and you're wondering what on earth some of these covers are, so this is the Target Collector's Edition for Onyx Storm, which is ridiculous to try and find, and I think like third party on eBay it's about $100 right now, so God bless anybody trying to find it. It was an absolute luck shot. I went to a Target like a half hour away from me for coffee just on a day trip, and I stopped to grab some Starbucks, and they had about 7 of them. So bought one for me and one for my sister, and left, hopefully not for scalpers, but you know, hopefully collectors can find them, just randomly spread out there. I have no idea how they had so many, but that was pretty awesome. These two are custom covers from Nerdy Ink. Definitely check out her Instagram page. It's awesome. You can get a lot of really cool art on there. So those are both custom dust jackets. I think I've posted about them before. And then this is just the Onyx Storm regular hardcover, because I bought that one, you know, and that one was just luck. So now we have a couple copies of it. But in terms of the minifigure, this is, of course, and again, if you've never seen it, I'll kind of give a quick synopsis. Mild spoilers depending on where you are in the series. But nothing's going to be major, of course, just more background knowledge. This is Xaden Riorson. He is pretty much everybody's favorite character, and he is one of the pretty much 2 main characters throughout the entire series. His signet, which is their power gifted to them by their dragons, is shadow wielding. So basically, to incorporate shadows were a little bit tough, and this is kind of the only thing that I could get shadow-like. Now, maybe I'll do a couple appendages off of that somehow, but it's tough to try and expand upon that without like custom making a rig or anything for it. So for me, for shadows, this piece right here was just perfect, because it kind of gives like, when he extends a shadow. That's honestly the best way I can describe it. For the torsos, they're not perfect. They're going to be from Lego Ninjago. They are black leather, basically, with a little bit of chainmail showing and a dragon wrapped around. The back is definitely not perfect, but you won't see it anyways. Definitely not ideal. It's kind of the best that I could find. They don't have really dragons on them. They have patches, so like fourth wing is where they were placed in their war college. So you have first wing, second wing, fourth wing, iron squad. Depending on what your accomplishments are, you essentially get little badges or patches of honor, and you can sew them on your uniform. I tried to custom make something with like their names on it, but the minifigure generator isn't perfect, and it just would have looked a little too bleh. So I want something with a little bit more detail, and I figured something with a dragon on it isn't exactly not on topic. So that's why I went with that torso, just standard black legs. If I can find something a little bit more detailed, maybe in the future, I will. In terms of the hairpiece, just black curly hair, definitely fits, a little bit longer in the back. And we did a medium nougat face. Nothing really had scars on it, so I just went with some, face wrinkles, and it looks like a tiny scar, like between his eyebrows, but medium nougat was probably the best color choice for him. And then he always carries swords on his back, so I included a great sword for demonstration purposes. And then I have a Ninjago shoulder piece, which can hold 2 swords. I did one just katana on the back. It's kind of what fits. Like, one of these would have been nicer, but they don't fit any holster like that, so you do the best with what you got. I am happy with how it turned out. It's not perfect, and I'm sure somebody's going to be upset that it's not perfect to their mans, but there goes the shadow. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's pretty cool, and I actually had fun sourcing all of this stuff. Now this torso is going to be used for all of the riders, and again, if in the future, somebody puts in a comment section, hey, I think this torso would be good, or maybe a new minifigure comes out that it's a little bit more on par with what I think I was looking for, this is just the best option of what I found. But it's not exactly an easy task to go through a million different torso prints either. It took a ton of time, and just supplies for 3 minifigures was 60 plus. So it is insane how much everything costs. Originally I was going to do all 3 in one video. I made a mistake, and I actually forgot to order ahead for Violet. So I do need a couple more pieces to complete her, just because her power is lightning, and I want to have lightning extending from her hand, of course. But for Xaden, I am really happy with how this turned out. If you're looking for any of these pieces, you can find them readily available. I don't even know what I typed in to find half of this. I got them all from one seller, so it worked out pretty well. I like it. Now, I have no idea where all of this is going to go in my setup. I think I'm going to be taking down the Viking display, just because it's kind of just holding one set right now, and I'm going to move it to the floor where Seinfeld is. I think that's kind of my best bet. I've been organizing all of my backlog, so my room's kind of just a mess, but I'm excited. I think this is going to be a really fun project. Again, Xaden Riorson from the Empyrean Saga. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. If you haven't read the series yet, definitely get on it if you're allowed. It's definitely pretty cool. But again, a little bit graphic for depending on the age of the audience watching this video. But that's going to do it for this one, folks. I am going to get all of this set up, probably just in the background. I just wanted to get everything started, give you guys the groundwork as to what we're looking for. And in the next episode, I'll do either Liam Murray or Violet Sorrengail from this book series. I think Narnia is going to be a really cool one to do because, lions, obviously, all the Lion Knight kingdoms behind this. I can definitely borrow some goodies to make some figures there. So, it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy it. We'll see how easy or difficult it's going to be to do some of these minifigures. Depending on the book series, it is going to be tough, but I think especially for Crescent City, Bryce and Hunt, it's an angel and a fae. That would be really cool to try and pull off with the black wings and everything. But we'll see. There's plenty of books out there, and I'm reading a lot more than I used to. Or I should say, I'm audiobooking a lot more than I used to. Even when I'm editing a video, I'll just put an audiobook on in the background sometimes, or Markiplier, the usual two for me. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. If you guys want to get started on your Lego lighting journey, I know the city is dark right now. That's just because with the ice storm, I'm saving all of my available batteries in case the power would go out. But head to my affiliate link in the description below to Lighttailing and Brixmax. They will get you started on your Lego lighting journey and help support the Lego channel here as well. Check me out on Instagram and Get Bricked. Very active on both of those. You can help join the community around this channel, which I always do love and appreciate talking to you guys about all of your builds, future builds, and stuff like that. And look forward to that Tudor house being lit up soon. I know that was I've discussed that for the past few videos. Finally, it's in stock and reasonably shipped. So yeah, thank you all so much for all your support. Make sure you read a good book this year. You know, it's always a good time, and I feel like people don't read enough sometimes. It's definitely a nice time just to relax with a good book. And I'm not going to say that these are the most peaceful ones, but it's a good time. So make sure you get out there, head to Barnes & Noble so you can grab a book, and I'll see you next time. Happy building, everybody.